Fletcher, Chief Growth Officer at Cypress North. We're a digital agency in Buffalo, New York, and you're listening to the Agency Scoop. Each episode, I'll tackle a specific topic from an agency point of view. We're going to talk about what's helping us grow, challenges that we face, how we're working with our clients, and even things that bring us joy. Well, welcome everyone to this month's episode of the Agency Scoop. And I have here with me a good friend of mine, Pat Donovan from HubSpot. Hi, Pat.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Thank you so much for being on the Agency Scoop.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is going to be great.
Well, we became fast friends throughout the pandemic here. And when we joined on as a agency partner for HubSpot, Pat was our channel account manager. And it's funny because right now I'm at the agency and you can see the agency behind me. But when we first met, I was in my kitchen and Pat had talked to me while I had 3 screaming kids around. I think at one point, one of them locked themselves in the van as I was talking to Pat on the phone.
Yep, that's
so in the year 2020, you just get to know people really close and really quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, that was great. That was, you guys getting added on as a partner and obviously having, you to work with was awesome, especially, as I think that was like back in April or May, like it was like right as everything was kind of like really getting underway. So, having you there to chat with was great for me as well.
Oh, well, thanks, Pat. It was fun. And I just think it let us get work together closer and get to know each other better as people because, we're at home. I've seen you as you've been renovating your place in Vermont. I've seen you from your apartment in Boston.
I know. I've been all over.
Yeah. So it's fun. It feels like we've known each other a lot longer in pandemic
years. Absolutely. I know you had since I started, I think our conversation, I was living in a different apartment and then I was in Vermont and then I was back at another apartment. And I was like, you never know where I'm going to, what screen I'll end up on. So same with you, exactly. Like you were in the kitchen and now you got a full office going on behind you.
I know. It's really blown up here.
It's crazy what a year, happens actually in that time frame and how short, but how long it feels as well.
Exactly. Well, so I'm so excited that you're here to talk to us today about HubSpot. We can reminisce about all of our Zoom calls, another time. But can you tell us a little bit, how long have you been with HubSpot, and tell our listeners a little bit about your role there?
Yeah, so I've been at HubSpot 5 years actually this month. I started March 28th of 2016, and I started actually as a channel account manager, which I am now. So I actually started as a channel account manager. The company went through some shifts, and we actually changed that program. I became, at that point, what was called a partner specialist, which that role was to help bring on new agencies instead of the channel account manager role. So we would work with new agencies, explaining about the partner program, why it's a good fit, how it can work with their agency, and help bring them into the program. And then from there, I actually moved to a direct selling role capacity in our customer growth specialist and helped roll that program out before coming full circle back again to the channel account manager role. So it's funny, I was just talking about it. I ended up, 5 years and I'm kind of back in the same spot that I started, but I've had 3 different roles since. So yes, I work out of the Cambridge office when it's open. And just like everybody else, started working remote a year ago. So don't plan on going anywhere. Love working at HubSpot and working with agencies. So it's been a great fit.
That's great. Well, can you tell us a little bit, for anyone who doesn't know, what HubSpot really does, it's an all-in-one platform of CRM, marketing automation, service tools. They have, a ton of tools that you can use for everything. But if you can tell us a little bit about the partner program and what that is, that'd be helpful.
Yeah, for sure. So the partner program is put in place to actually help work with marketing agencies as providing services for our clients, right? So HubSpot as a service doesn't offer, we do our onboarding to help bring clients on, but we don't offer the types of services that agencies would offer. So, we're a software company. We're going to sell software. We're going to help people learn how to use it. But as an agency, as you know, you're helping people in the day-to-day, working with them over the year, couple of years, lifetime, however it works. So the partner program is put in place to help marketing agencies provide value to their clients with HubSpot. So being an all-in-one platform, we see it as a win-win-win for everybody. Being the customer, they have one platform that they can do, service, sales, marketing, CRM. For the agency, they can use one platform to do everything, right? So they can pull all their reporting, they can show their client actual tangible results from HubSpot. And then as HubSpot, like we have agencies, like great fit agencies that will turn around and use HubSpot as their software of choice. Mm-hmm. So the partner program is really marketing agencies and HubSpot working together to offer the right service for our customers.
Well, why do you think an agency should have a CRM or automation platform, for themselves?
The platform for themselves or for their?
For themselves or for their clients.
Okay. Yeah. Honestly, I think we've moved away. And as you saw a lot when the pandemic started, was a lot of companies that had their CRM on an Excel spreadsheet and had everyone in the office, and they'd have their one-on-ones, and they'd have their notebook of notes and meetings they had. Once this hit, everybody was separated. Like that was a lot harder, obviously, to keep track of. So the CRM piece, I think we really saw a big influx over the last year because everybody should have a CRM, if they're going to have sales and marketing related, being that, if something happens, someone leaves, you have an attrition, or someone's covering, you want to see that data in one spot, right? You want to be able to just open it up and pick up where the next person left off. That's how that CRM piece is important. And, agencies I work with, obviously become a partner, you need to have at least some professional level of the HubSpot software. And I see more agencies are not using all of our software because you really can become your own best case study. If you're doing, your own inbound marketing and you're using the CRM and you're using sales, you're not only going to be able to help your clients understand it more, but you're going to be able to actually, do some of your own marketing. You're going to be able to drive in new leads for yourselves and also do that, closed loop reporting between marketing and sales.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we've used a lot of different platforms, CRM platforms, on behalf of our clients. And when we were looking for one for ourselves, we tested a few different platforms to see what would work for the agency. And ultimately, as you know, we decided on HubSpot. We use HubSpot for our CRM marketing automation platform, even though, for clients, we work with them using HubSpot as well as Marketo or, other platforms. And it's super easy to use, and it's really user friendly for the agency. And I think what you're saying is correct. It's nice when you get to use it for yourself, you know what to recommend for your clients and how the features work and things like that.
Right. And I think, ease of use is a pretty big part in there, where it's, it's not, you can make it as complicated as you want. You can add in specific properties that you would need. But if you're looking for something that's easy to adopt, especially if you're working with someone who, maybe hasn't used many CRMs or is coming from an Excel spreadsheet or, anything, the ease of use part is, a lot easier to adopt than tackling something that's going to, you need a degree to use pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to be a programmer or data scientist or somebody to use HubSpot.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then from the partner program perspective, a lot of different places offer a partnership program or referral program where you might get a commission for signing up your clients or something like that. But I think what an agency gains from the partner program at HubSpot is just so much more. So, HubSpot trains their agency partners and, clients can go directly to HubSpot and be trained by them as well. But I think the training program that you have, all of the videos and the certifications are truly, second to none. They're very comprehensive, and you can get to know the entire system, but also how to incorporate it into your other marketing plans. There's a lot of training around other topics, not just how to use the system, which I think is really important. Is there a reason that they put so much effort into those courses, or how they saw that as an opportunity?
Right. So, I mean, you look at, from, my understanding, you look at, right, so there's content about everything with HubSpot, right? So, more often than not, if I have a question about HubSpot, like myself, because, a little backstory, when I first started HubSpot, there was 3 products that we sold. It was HubSpot Basic, Professional, and Enterprise. Now we no longer have Basic, but we have 3 versions of marketing, 3 versions of sales, 3 versions of service. We have the CMS. So a lot has changed and a lot has grown, and we've added a lot. So as we continue to add things, it's important to get that content out there and that training out there so that we can help train agencies as we're learning. And as I mentioned, like, a lot of times I will end up just Googling, like, hey, does HubSpot do this? And first thing I'm going to do is find these knowledge base articles or these videos, that will actually walk me through the question that I have. And I think that's really important because from a timeliness side, as an agency, if you are trying to get an answer for your customer and you don't want to take the time to send me an email, when I get to it, get back to you or set up a time for a call, you can easily check out the resources that we have, get the answer you need, and get it to that client. And then as far as the training videos go, that's something that is, the Academy is open for any of the customers or, for our partners. And I think it's important. So if you hire somebody new, you don't need to spend the time yourself to go through and train this person on HubSpot. You can kind of assign them their, hey, like, here's your first month. Like, I want you to do this, 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 and that. And HubSpot will essentially train your new employee. And then that also helps because you don't need, if you're looking for people that can help you run HubSpot, you don't actually need someone that is already proficient. You can actually help train your own employees to become proficient in HubSpot.
That's true. That's a good point. What have you found from other agencies that you work with that have maybe switched over from another platform? What do they say the biggest benefits of it is?
Well, so I think in our partner program, you do get assigned a channel consultant and a channel account manager, which I think is a pretty great benefit for partners, where you have actually 2 points of contact at HubSpot that, like, obviously we're on Slack. If you had a question, you'd be able to Slack me right away. And I think that is what can be really important for anybody that comes over to HubSpot, is that you actually have these 2 people that are associated with your account. They're directly tied to you. They can help you, channel consultant, on the internal side, as well as helping you with your customers. Channel account manager helping you to give the right product and help your customers evaluate the process. I think that is a large benefit to actually becoming an agency partner, as well as, the tool itself. As you kind of mentioned, ease of use. If you're going to be showing a client how to use HubSpot, it's so much easier to have it as an intuitive product and be able to walk them through it. And you can, if they plan on being onboarded by you for the next 6 months, and then maybe they want you to train their marketing team, right? They're going to take it over. That's where it can become so important for that ease of use, is you can actually provide them the value and the training to get them up and running. So then their marketing team, is ready to go, after that certain timeline. So I think that ease of use part will always play a pretty large part into anyone that comes over to HubSpot from competitors.
Mm-hmm. I think you hit the nail on the head there, because I always feel very supported by you, Pat. You always get back to me right away in Slack or on email, and you get me the answers that I need. We worked with another CRM before we came over to HubSpot, very briefly, because they had touted, I won't name names, they touted all of the benefits of HubSpot, and that they were really big partners to agencies, and at a lower cost, and this and that. And we found out very, very, very quickly, within days, that it was not, that they didn't hold up to their end of the bargain. There was no support there. They didn't have the functionality that they said they had, that HubSpot does have. But also just even getting a hold of people will prove to be so difficult. And it was, at the beginning of the pandemic and everything was shut down and people were working from home, but we went weeks without hearing back from people. We were trying to get a hold of them. We were trying to find answers. Nobody seemed to know answers. They had to check with each other and never got back to him. So as an agency partner, not only do I have Pat, I have Kristen, our channel consultant. Sorry, I'm always like CC and Cam. So our channel consultant to reach out to, but also as an agency partner, we have our super secret tech support line that we get to go to the front of when there are technical questions, which is really cool. Makes
absolutely.
Me feel like the bat phone.
Oh yeah, it's great. So there's that, you have obviously all the tiers and benefits with come as you end up tiering as a partner, everything up to even blogging on, HubSpot's blog. And in addition, there's multiple boot camps and trainings that we run on the partner program that, you can send people to that actually, get them ramped up on specific things they're looking to train. And I think, it's one of those things like not only like one of our first conversations and, that you have with partners, like, okay, what are you trying to accomplish? Like, what do you want to get better at? How can we help with that? And it's really setting those expectations and setting those goals. And I think that's what's important about having like that team is you actually can have, it's not just like you chat into someone new, different every time. You can actually set these specific, SMART goals to then go after throughout the year.
I like that. So when agencies are considering an automation platform, whether it's for themselves, for their clients, besides, we've talked a lot about the support and service and the training, what else do you think that they should look for? What else do you think they should consider?
So if you're asking what would they consider as far as within the automation piece? As far as marketing, like other tools in addition to the marketing automation?
Yeah. So when they're looking at a marketing automation platform, what kinds of things should they consider when they're evaluating HubSpot versus another platform?
Got it. So with HubSpot, we have like those 3 different packages, right? So the automation will come in our professional and up package. So, what I typically will work with clients on is exactly, what is the end goal? Are you just trying to send out emails, right? If you're just trying to send out one-off email newsletters, you essentially probably don't need marketing automation. So if you're looking to bring your company into marketing automation and automate your process and really turn your website into more of a sales engine that will work in the background, you're going to need a tool that isn't just doing, email automation. You want one that actually is going to include other features as well. So one of the things we have within the professional package of HubSpot is not only the marketing automation piece, but you have, SEO, you have blogs, you have social media, you have the ability to bring in all of your top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel into one spot. So you can, in turn, while you're doing your marketing automation, create a campaign that will drive awareness. And while you're driving awareness, you're also converting these visitors into leads and then in turn closing those leads into customers. So it's a full top to bottom approach that ends up bringing a customer from, the very beginning stages of them finding out who you are to actually servicing them as a customer on the service side.
And do you work with a lot of agencies that have never used a tool like this before? So we're a digital agency, so we work a lot in SEO, blogging, content development, things like that. But what other types of agencies do you work with, or are most of your customers like us?
Right. So, most of the agencies you'll find, are using some version of the tools in HubSpot, right? Like HubSpot obviously didn't create SEO, but we have an SEO tool, right? So you can do SEO with multiple different tools. You can use social media with a bunch of different tools. So a lot of times agencies, have used a type of social media software before, with HubSpot, it's just everything under one roof. So really, instead of, you can do everything HubSpot does by cobbling tools together, or you can use just one. So typically, a lot of agencies have used a software that had some of the capabilities, but maybe not all on one screen.
Okay, great. So to switch gears a little bit from a client point of view, so an agency client, does someone that's implementing HubSpot need to find a partner agency, or can they just do it on their own?
So with HubSpot, we do have professional onboarding that you can, if you're looking at, marketing professional, it depends which tool you want. We do have HubSpot onboarding. They are depending on what tool you get or what type of onboarding, they usually have a deadline. So if you're doing professional onboarding, you have someone for 6 months to help you build your inbound campaign, and then you're kind of on your own. So what I look at is, when we're talking with end clients, it's like, all right, how involved in this do you want to get? So you obviously, as a marketing agency, marketing, digital marketing, everything that needs to be done. If you're working with, a B2B client, that never really has done marketing, they probably, obviously really know their industry really well, but they're not, as proficient in marketing. So unless they plan on, learning everything there is about digital marketing, that's where I suggest they work with these agencies, because they're going to be able to, come in, provide everything they need, and they don't need to exhaust, their brain power and what they're, take their foot off the gas of what they're currently doing to start learning how to do inbound marketing.
Right. So it's kind of that learning curve for them as well.
Yeah. So, you can, right? So if a company wants to spend, it depends on the tool, right? So if they're looking at marketing professional, if they want to spend 10 to 12 hours a week on their marketing to get, up and running, then they could very well do the HubSpot onboarding. If they don't have the team or the drive to learn that, then that's where that agency will come in, they'll provide these services, and they'll provide ongoing services with that customer in mind, and continue to work with them and, help them grow without really having to involve them into, learning everything there is to know about marketing.
Mm-hmm. And the agencies are going through all of those certifications and training, and we're investing that time to learn the system so you don't have to.
Exactly. So it's like, yeah. So, with you becoming a partner, you've done all your certifications, you've done all your trainings. This way the customer can basically be like, yes, like I want you to handle all my marketing for me. And, they don't need to hire a marketing team. All they need to do is have a conversation with you. You set them up on HubSpot. You can go in there, obviously remotely, and just manage all of their marketing from their portal.
Mm-hmm. And I'm glad you said that too, their portal, because that's a big thing for us, is being transparent with clients and that they have access to everything. So whether it's HubSpot or Google Ads or any platform that they're using, we set all of our clients up so that it's their account and then they give us access to it. So, and that's something that's very clear with HubSpot as well, that every contract with HubSpot is with them and the end company, and then the agency has access to it, and that we're part of managing that HubSpot portal. But at any time they can, cut off their access with us. Like, we don't own it or white label it at all. And I think that's so important, and that's really key for customers, so that they own what what they're working in and their data and all of that. It's not ours.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, before I was at HubSpot, I worked for an advertising company, and I'd work with specific companies that I'd ask them about their website, and they're like, oh, like this person, they manage my website. I need to call them if I want to change one banner, or hey, like I worked with this one company, they own my domain, I can't use it anymore. Exactly. So the customer, like, they hold the keys to their portal. So, if for ever some reason, there is some split, like all of their content, all their information is theirs to keep.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't that just like hurt your heart when that happens?
I know. I used to work with people. They'd be like, oh yeah, like I don't own that domain anymore. I don't, I can't even get onto my own website. It's like, oh, well, like, probably gonna need a new website then because you can't get in there. So
Yeah, we have an amazing development team here, and we hear that all the time. We have people calling us saying, I need a new website because I have this website and I can't change anything on it, or it costs me so much to change it because I can only go through the company that built it. And
yeah,
it just is like, oh, I feel so bad for these people because they're wasting so much money trying to get it redone or, for something that they should own. So
exactly. Yep.
we're on the same page with that one.
Nice.
Um, Anybody that you think, I know you touched on this a little bit with like if someone's sending off one-off emails, but are there any types of companies that you found through talking to different people that you think HubSpot just isn't a fit for?
So with all of the different hubs that we've rolled out, I think we've really, including like, really entering heavy into the CRM space, I think we really can be a good fit for a lot of different companies. If you're looking at a inbound marketing point of view, inbound marketing is not a magic pill. It's not something that happens overnight. It's built over a period of time of creating content and driving awareness and converting that. So typically that does work very well with B2B companies as they have a longer sales process or probably, a larger lifetime value to that client. And it would probably work better than someone that was a quick, a one-time B2C client that, had a low lifetime value of that client as well.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Okay, so wrapping up almost here, do you, to get off of just the HubSpot stuff, do you have a favorite thing about working with agencies?
Yeah, so I actually used to work at an agency. Was one of my first jobs out of college. I worked for a fishing and media group out of the Cape, which was called On the Water. And I had, it was, we did, it was an advertising agency, TV agency. And I really liked working on the design things, working with different customers. So what I really like is working with agencies is I'm not held to working in one specific industry. I can work with agencies that are talking to a university, or I can work with agencies that are talking to an HVAC company. It's very widespread, and I kind of, I get to dip my toes into multiple different industries, which is always very exciting. And at the same point, I get to work with, all different agencies from, all over the United States that, it's very interesting to see their goals and who they work with and like how they're planning on growing and being able to help agencies, especially ones that, just start with HubSpot and see that, that light switch go on when they start they start bringing on customers to HubSpot and they see the movie and they see the full movie and they see how easy it is to work in HubSpot and how good it is for their customer. And then they start, being able to see the value. I think that's a lot of fun from working at HubSpot. And, one of the main reasons I still work on the agency side here after 5 years.
Well, I think agency people are fun too. There's something about these crazy people like us that work at agencies.
Absolutely.
For their life, right? And I think your old agency, I think they're a big fan of the Agency Scoop. I think they're one of our listeners.
I'm sure they are. Absolutely.
I hope they enjoy the shout out.
Oh yeah, I'll be better. I mean, they're getting paid for. I'm getting paid for it, so they better.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah. They're in your referral program.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love it. Do you have any funny stories about like a sale gone wrong with an agency client or like signing up an agency for a partner program that went haywire?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, especially as I started in HubSpot, it was, believe it or not, software was never really my strong suit. So I had to learn HubSpot. We do go through a big training process when you start here, which was, made my mind explode when I started to learn how to use the tool and set everything up. So I ended up working with a lot of different companies to start. I actually had we used to work in territories, and I would work in, I think I had Louisiana, and then the great flood of Louisiana happened in 2016. And then they moved me to a new territory, which was Miami and Tampa, and then Hurricane Irene happened, and like everywhere I kept getting moved, basically just like just terrible like
natural disasters
kept happening. Yeah, so like it was, and that's not necessarily funny at the time, but like now that I looked at it, it's like, learning the tool and getting sent to this territory and that territory, and you were really getting bopped around. It was really hard to kind of get your feet underneath you until I actually I ended up working the entire country of Canada. Finally, where no natural disasters ended up happening for that year, which was I think the Canadian community was pretty happy with. But it was an ongoing joke for a while that pretty much whatever territory I got in was not going to be good for that territory. So
is that how you got assigned to us, because we're so close to Canada?
I am well known in Canada these parts, so yeah, no, I get stuff. My agencies are, I work with someone in San Diego all the way to Boston. So myself, it works out really well because I can work, multiple different hours throughout the day, or depending where I want to end up.
Oh, that's great. So, well, okay, my last question. Who is your favorite agency to work with?
Cypress North.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I thought it was a trick question, but I'm glad you answered it correctly.
Oh, of course. No, obviously it's great working with you guys, and I work with probably over 40 different partners now throughout the U.S., which is cool. And everybody is, as you're talking, like agencies are so unique, and everybody, everyone has, their own personality and own different industries. So it's really been great working with everybody, within the partner program over the past few years.
Yeah, well, they're all probably listening and they're sad, but I'm sure that if they invite you on their podcast, that you would say the same.
Yeah, my answer might change if they decide to bring me in there.
No, I was saying you would say the same. You would say, well, sorry, it's Cypress North, but you can be second.
Yeah, I could probably find a second and third. Yeah, no problem.
Okay. So we'll take them in this. Well, Pat, this was so much fun. I'm so glad that you came on the Agency Scoop and were one of my guests here. And this was so easy to talk to you, as always. So thank you so much.
Yeah, this was cool. Anytime, any questions anybody has, feel free to loop me in. But yeah, thank you very much for having me.
Well, thanks for coming. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, take care.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Agency Scoop. If you liked what you heard, you can subscribe so you don't miss a show. You can also find us on the Cypress North YouTube channel or follow the Agency Scoop on Twitter and LinkedIn. I'd love to hear your ideas for future topics. See you next time on the Agency Scoop.